All right. Ezekiel Elijah Elliott is signing with the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, Harbaugh is the perfect coach for him in the kind of caliber of way that he liked to run the ball, and especially down in that red zone, money zone, green zone. We know that they already got the other Ohio State guy over there, J.K. Dobbins. So, and he's been known to have injuries. So it's good to have an insurance plan, right? It's good to have a guy that's a veteran guy that can squeeze and get you 2 to 3 yards if necessary. I think that they will utilize and use Ezekiel Elliott a better way than the Cowboys utilized him. Now, I look at Ezekiel Elliott, the first game, if we all can look back at it, that the Cleveland Browns game. I know that had been many a moons ago. But if it wasn't for Zeke in that game, I'm telling you, the way he can block and the way he can stand inside the gap to protect your quarterback, those are things that Justin Herbert need. And on top of that, I truly believe with Herb, if you give him a fraction of a second, he's able to carve and galvanize you with his arm. So that's a good thing for Ezekiel Elliott to be landing on a playoff team. Now, granted, I'm not saying that he's better than to have on this team, and we sitting back watching on the couch watching him as he about to go into the postseason. But what I'm saying is basically now with Ezekiel Elliott, what he brings to the table are these things right here: veteran leadership, veteran experiences, and on top of that, a nose to get that first down. And with that cantankerous head, he just had to lean forward just a little bit to get those dirty yards. So that's what you want to do, man, with Ezekiel Elliott. Chargers people that's out there watching, I would say this too. If you guys get into a situation where you make a long run, now you got someone that's boisterous that will be able to help you out. Whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the wide receivers, or any parts of that in between. Now, granted, the Dallas Cowboys heading into the 2025 year, I would say this: please, for the love of God, please go out there and draft a running back. And see if you can bring back Rico Dido for a cup of coffee, but still go out there and draft you a running back. Let's not get too cute with this situation, and let's figure out this thing as I'm getting ready to partake into some Z's here. Cowboy Nation, please just do us a huge favor and do those small things with this particular team and roster. Let's go. Let's get it. Salute to Ezekiel Elliott, a guy that can run in between the splits, a guy that can block pretty well for the Chargers. Let's go, Chargers. And, you know, the storyline of the Lions really wanted him last year, and Bill Belichick vetoed that, you know. And on top of that, there were other teams that was interested, like the Chiefs. I was hearing noise that the Philadelphia Eagles wanted Ezekiel Elliott, and ultimately Ezekiel Elliott and his team declined because he didn't want to mess up his reputation. Also, the Giants reached out. So good move for Zeke to not go to those two teams there. And shout out to, believe it or not, shout out to Jerry Jones for releasing Ezekiel Elliott so that he can, you know, stretch his wings out or stretch his talent out to another team. That's a better way to say it outside of wings. But, you know, shout out to all of those things. Now, somebody will say, hey, man, shout out to Jerry Jones if he didn't even try to get Ezekiel Elliott on the front end. And I get it where Jerry Jones was going at with Ezekiel Elliott, because legacy and numbers are things, and if he were to go back to those glory times of what he was able to do, you know, before he left this team, then that would have been a bright spot for this team and a bright marketing spot for Jerry Jones to be able to tie or get beyond the record of Tony Dorsett in the touchdown categories. And on top of that, if you really think about his numbers and his accolades with the Cowboys, they are up there. They are flat out up there, believe it or not. So, but it just didn't work out for him. But neither here nor there. Shout out, salute to Ezekiel Elliott. Let's see how this thing can all unfold from here. Be sure, Cowboy Nation, to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. DC for life, not for short. Let's go. And salute to Zeke. Y'all do the feed me sign over there now. Peace.